Hey there, it's Bobi, aka Paginator. We're on day 17 of 31 Days of Craftoween, and today we're going to make signatures and assemble and attach them into this journal here. You can see in front of me I've got some coffee dyed paper. I used some Turkish coffee. I had ordered a box of Turkish snacks just for fun, and it came with this little pouch of instant coffee. And I don't drink coffee, but I do use it to dye papers. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best quality, meaning that the coffee granules didn't mix in very well. I mixed it and mixed it and mixed it and mixed it, and they were still just, ugh. So it was a kind of a pain in the butt to get them cleaned off after everything, but we do have some really pretty dyed paper. We have some cool looks on some of these pages, so it was still okay. I also have some paper that I left sitting for a while I went to church this morning, and it clearly didn't do anything. I had smashed them flat. This is from a roll of vintage player piano paper, and I've got three pieces. I've got these two here, and this one, which is like the end, and I was planning on using these if I could get them to flatten out, but they just don't want to. So what I think I need to do is save these for another journal and really put them under some heavy books and let them lay for like weeks and see if I can really get them to flatten out well before I use them. So I'll be setting those aside and not using them in this particular journal. That's okay. This piece especially needs to go in a personal journal of mine. It's the only lead page of this piece, but I have more on the roll that I can use if I can get a good system for flattening it. So coffee paper, a yes. We also have some digital printables that I'm going to be using, and we have lots of stripes in this set. Here, some pumpkins, flowers. This one came out a little bit wonky, so you can see a bit of this stripe here. I'll just cover that with something so it won't be quite as obvious that the stripes are slanted. So, cross our fingers. So we've got these, and we've got the coffee dyed paper. I can't put very many pages into this journal anyway, so this might be enough. I do have a couple other things though that I want to include. So this is a little folio. I did not make this. Years ago I had a Snail Mail pen pal, and she stopped writing. I know I was the last one to write to her, and she didn't ever write back. And she struggled with health problems, so I hope that she's okay, and just decided that she didn't have time for the snail mail thing. But anyway, she made this. She was into junk journaling and stuff way before I was, and this is just so cute. So I'm gonna stick this in as a signature and like that. And then I have this page from my friend Lynn, who sent me some happy mail. It's a little bit big, so I'll trim down a tiny bit of it, and then I'm going to combine it with a piece of coffee dyed paper to make a page to go into the signature. So let's start with hooking these two together. I probably should use my big black cutter for this because it works a little bit more smoothly, but guess what? I don't want to walk to the other side of the room and get it. Is that weird? Okay. We're going to trim off this wonky edge because even though it's really cool looking, it's not going to work for hooking the pages together. So that's bye-bye. This has some information about Vilas, and then we have vampires on this side from Magical Creatures A to Z. And I want it to be about 5 1/4 wide, so I'll go like that. And then I want it to be 8 inches high, and it's 9 now. So we're going to do a 1/2 inch off the bottom, a 1/2 inch off the top. This paper also needs to be cut to the right size. Cutting this kind of paper with this trimmer is going to be tricky. Cross your fingers that it works. Okay, I have a little slight tear right here, but otherwise we're okay. how do I want to hook these? There's lots of ways you can do this. You can use an old book page, you can use washi tape, fabric tape, all kinds of stuff. I think I want to try to use some of this vintage tape and see how well it does. So we'll start by hooking it on the back of the two pages together, and then we might add some on the front as well. So now this will still fold so it can be part of the signature, but they are hooked together and the tape is transparent so you can still see the print on that paper and you can see the little splatters on this one. Next we need to fold in half the coffee dyed papers. I've already cut them to the size that I want them. So we'll go ahead and fold these and then we'll see if we even need all of these. We might have enough papers without using quite this whole stack. Okay, so these are all folded now, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this full stack and stick it inside the journal and see what it looks like width-wise. Actually, you know what? I think we can use all of those papers. Let's see if I show you from... This is the bottom, okay? So we can see that we can still close this end, and it's tighter than where the spine is. So I think that's a good mark of, like, even when we add some bulk here, it's not going to get massive. So I think I want to do 2 signatures, and usually when I sort for signatures, I just make piles. So I start with things that are maybe like one of a kind. So these 2 things obviously are one of a kind, so we'll keep those separated. And then with the coffee dye paper, I have 10 pages, so I'll just put 5 in each. I'm just going to go 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you, and so on. And how many of these do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So one will have 1 more page than the others. That's fine. Okay, so that one's kind of a black and white one, so we'll give this one a black and white one there. These 2 have kind of similar golden tones, so let's put that there. I almost put this one here, but then I saw butterfly, butterfly. Oh wait, there's a little butterfly there. I guess that doesn't matter. Actually, nope, I want it like this. We've got these 3 pages here. So we've got these tapestries. There's a bat on one. If we look on the back side, more just kind of pretty stuff, filigrees, tapestries, etc. What's on the inside? We've got this one. That one's got pumpkins. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This piece here has the white pumpkins and that in the frame. And this, let's see, which one did I find? This also has white pumpkins. So we'll put that over here. Let's do this one here. And then this one, I guess, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. For some reason, my gut's telling me to put it over here. So once I've got my piles sorted, then I'm just going to put them into an order. So we've got 5 pieces of coffee dyed paper, 4 pieces of this, and 1 of this. So we could just alternate one after the other. We just need to decide what we want to be the start of that signature. I like to start signatures with something really eye-catching, so I kind of want to pick one of these 2. I think normally I would go for this because it's like big, bold focal point, but just so that I can say that I'm mixing things up, we're going to go with this one. Okay, so that I feel like is going to be my second signature. And then first signature, okay, I've got 3 of these, 1 of this, and 5 pieces here. I want to take this for the beginning and then do coffee dyed paper. Now, I will have 1 extra piece of coffee dyed paper. That's okay. I'll just put it in my stash. You can always find a use for coffee dyed paper. And then I like to do this and just see how do I feel about the meeting of these 2 signatures. So that's what it's going to look like when these 2 signatures are together. Or do I want something more like this? Or like this? I actually like this the best. Let's go here and put this in the middle of the signature. That does mean that this one is now 2 pages less on the coffee dyed paper. Is there anything that we don't want in this one? I really want to at least get this and 1 more like non-coffee dyed paper back into the signature. So what I've got to do is go hunting through my stash for some other stuff. So I found this piece and this piece of scrapbook paper, and I just sewed them together. I have a little bit of white edge to trim off because I can't ever do this and make them work exactly right, but that is okay. Alright, it is time to fold in half, and let's hope this works because this is fairly thick paper and I've sewed 2 of them together. It is going to have a little bit of a flopping open situation here because it is such thick paper. I think I'm going to go for it anyway. Where do I want this to be in the signature? I kind of want to pop it in right here. And then we'll have this. Oh, that would be such a beautiful middle. But then I have to move the little flippy floppy thing. Nope, we're doing this. We're doing this. Okay. So we've got our 2 signatures. So we're just going to check once again that we're okay size-wise before we start punching things and making holes and stuff. Yeah, we're good. The spine is wide enough we could even probably do a 3rd signature and be fine. But we're not going to. So I reached for this template from the swap journal that I made for Jamie, thinking, oh, I can just use this. But then I remembered this is a 5-hole stitch and I want to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch on this one. So I've got one other template sitting around. That's too small. So I'll have to make a new one. Ruler, oh ruler, where have you gone? Okay, not the ruler I was looking for, but all I really need right now is a straight line. So we need to decide where the center point is going to be. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 inches. So we want to do 4.5, which is right here. So this is where our middle hole should be. And I want to do about an inch in, maybe 3/4 of an inch in from the top and bottom. I'm going to just draw a B for bottom there, top there, T for top. So we'll use this to punch holes in the actual journal to sew through, and then also to punch holes in the signatures. The sewing in of the signatures is my least favorite part of journal making, can I just say. Alright. I think I've got it as close to the middle as I'm going to be able to get. It would be nice if I had my clamps out here. I keep forgetting to stop the camera. So there could be whole parts of this video that you haven't seen. Editing me is going to be really mad at crafting me, probably. I'm going to hold it up like this and punch. You might notice there's a black smudge here. I accidentally set down this piece of paper on top of my black soot finger dauber, but that's not a problem. We'll just cover it up in the decorating process. And we need to thread the needle again. 1, 2, 3, and a little bit for good measure. Okay, you guys, I am such a dummy. As I'm sitting here threading this needle, I thought, oh, you were going to add the fringe. I had this amazing black fringe that I found at a thrift shop that I wanted to add inside the cover before I sewed the signatures in. Crap. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to continue to sew the signatures in, and if I can add the fringe with the papers in, great. If not, I can always clip the threads and resew them in again later. Shoot. That's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Don't have a panic attack while you're filming a video. Alright, let's get the journal over here so we can sew. Now, when you're working with one set of holes and 2 signatures, things can get a little bit squishy. I maybe should have punched 2 sets of holes, but I didn't, so we'll just go for it and see how we do. Okay, our signatures are now in. Yay! I've been thinking about what to use as a closure for this. I could do something with the handle where it hooks over like that, or I could just go with something to tie it closed. And while I was at the thrift store where I found the fringe, I found this really pretty scarf that's just a great Halloween orange. And we could just take it and go like this and tie it closed like that. It would be really, really long. I mean, it hangs off way long, so that would be maybe a negative there. I'm still not sure what to do as far as covering this goes. I have some ribbon and some different things that I could use to cover. I'm just trying to figure out what would look the best. So we'll still continue to play with that, but that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed assembling the signatures and such with me, and I'm really proud of myself that I didn't say any swear words because I was sewing them in. So I will see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading, crafting, or journaling. Adios.